It's been almost a year.
Yeah, it's
Bizarre.
It gets very strange, and these are two people that, you know, as old as this game, way older than this game.
Yeah, for sure. Both players go back much, much further than Ultimate itself, and I'm interested to see. Because both these characters are characters that have changed almost rather dramatically, but in some ways stayed very similar. Greninja, like always, wants to be fishing for, you know, super safe grounded buttons and then confirming into his general game plan, which is a very robust advantage state. Mario plays almost the most standard game plan you can, just very efficiently, and these are two players that are very good at taking advantage of that.
Yeah, Mario is such a simple character that when you had to, in this game, you have to use up throw instead of down throw sometimes, and because of that, people assumed the character was dead. Like, people were so confused by that they were like, oh yeah, the character's not good anymore.
Yeah, there's been a lot of characters like that, like Zero Suit and Fox, where I feel like people think they're worse than they are just because they're different, and Mario definitely fell prey to that. I think we're starting to see people like Prodigy and Dark Wizzy, and even to some extent locally, people like Kosoku, you know, showing that these characters definitely still have more than enough stuff to, you know, do what they need to do. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. It just took a bit of adaptation, and but I think Mario has kind of like emerged to become one of these like just amazing counterpick characters. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Almost on the level of Lucina.
Especially in contexts where you're on a stage that really favors him, namely Triplats, but I feel like to some extent Pokemon does that as well.
Yeah. Pokemon Stadium, I think, is one of his best stages. But
I would
also, agree. We have a joke that you can, if you play as Mario on Yoshi's Story, that's a free game. You win every time. There is no chance of losing.
I agree. If I had $1 for every time I forgot to ban Yoshis instead of like knock both Yoshis in Battlefield versus Mario.
That's the power of having a Mario secondary is if they ever don't ban Yoshi's Story, you just get a free game.
Yes, exactly.
But
and like you said, that's really a real strength of this character is just, you know, the threat of having him is almost as much as just playing him. But then there's people like Kosoku who are, you know, very, very much interested in pushing Mario as far as they can regardless of the stage and show that he very well can.
Yeah, for sure. Like, pretty dedicated solo man. Used to have the Pichu. I think that the nerfs kind of put it at bay. And
like
he also
with a lot
kind
of players.
Yeah, but also, I feel like the nerfs kind of coincided with when people started realizing Mario was like a pretty like super real character.
Absolutely.
So I think it was just kind of a perfect storm for
And I think going back to the stage thing real quick, one of the scariest things about Mario is that, like, yes, he has two incredible stages in the Triplats, but at the same time, it's impossible to ban all of his good stages, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd say PS2 is likely his, like, third or fourth best stage.
Yeah, and you're forced to go to PS2, basically, because, good lord, down here's so strong in this game.
Yeah, it's really scary. I think with better DI, he could have lived it. But when he's drifting into you with a down air, it's really hard to predict where, like, which way you have to DI. But, yeah.
I like watching players do the double jab on shield and then retreat just to figure out options. Because a lot of time players will hold shield in that position because they're expecting the third jab and they feel like they can retaliate comfortably. But if you just do the double jab and then wait, you oftentimes can just challenge a button and then win there.
Yeah.
So good on Eclipse for the awareness.
Yeah, like jab 2s are all like legitimately very bad on shield, but just the threat of the jab 3 makes it into like a pretty real mix-up.
Yeah, it forces a 50-50 almost.
Yeah. Like when I see people do jab 1-2 on shield and then they follow up with like something that's safe or they dash away, it makes it really look like a real fighting game almost.
Lord.
Wow.
Don't even need the top platform to get that to kill.
Smiling at the camera.
Yeah, like, he knew. He knew.
It's like, hey, look at the number. Look at the number next to Greninja's name when I killed him. It was awesome.
What percent was that?
I think he posted he was at like 75.
Lord.
So yeah.
Fair,
PS2 tied with Yoshi's Story, lowest ceiling.
The Zero Suit players thought she wasn't in this game.
Yeah, they brought her back, and now Mario doesn't even have to, you know, do the rage jank without be the wrong way.
They brought Smash 4 Zero Suit, but now she's a short Italian plumber with a big nose.
Yeah. Zero Suit in this game is
a very bizarre character.
Yeah, like one of the characters I feel just really benefits from the engine. I think there are certain characters that coming into this game that the engine aids them so much that it's kind of crazy. But yeah.
It's almost like, you know, being a movement-focused character and a movement-focused engine tends to, you know, play out well for you.
Yeah. Greninja someone, I think, probably got the, like, both ends of the stick in terms of the engine changes, because the reduced landing lag made him into the character that he is in this game.
Absolutely. And also, like, yes, he lost, you know, crazy footstool stuff, but I think that the landing lag, you know, opening up his, good
lord,
my gosh, that was crazy. Yeah. Opening up his combo tree to make this character really, really flourish is what I think really sets him apart. He's almost like his His neutral is obviously very different, but in his advantage state, he's very reminiscent of Smash 4 Sheik, and that he's trying to get in. Once he gets that one option, he's on top of you until you can finally like weasel your way out, and at that point you're in an awful position. So he's way ahead in that way too.
Yeah, in this game, even with like directional air dodge and neutral air dodge being so good, it's really hard to pick the right defensive options against Greninja, especially as someone who's like really talented playing the character.
With movement buffs and with characters that are incredibly agile, it's really easy to maneuver yourself in such a manner to Shadow Sneak is so good, but it's really easy to maneuver yourself in such a manner to
oh my god, they're doing something,
chase that stuff.
And Kosoku just getting launched up by the what is that? Yeah, dead? No, it's not that strong.
I'm really liking the way that they're both using their water hitboxes to keep the offstage game more. God, that move is always so much stronger than I expected it to be.
Yeah, especially since it's like not one of his combo tools, which is nice because he can just save the staleness for later.
Absolutely. But I like that, we have Hydro Pump being used to keep Mario off stage, and then we have Flood being used to keep Greninja off stage for these long extensions and putting them in these really awful positions.
Yeah, like both of these characters have like middling recoveries. Like they can be punished if you get the right read, but if not, then they usually make it back.
Ooh, that was so close.
That's so scary.
Yeah. But it's almost like when you have these characters that have very similar strengths and weaknesses, and that they're both characters that want to find an in with a handful of options. Gren wants down tilt or dash attack. Mario wants down throw up to depending on the percent, or
it's like, get away from me! I don't want it.
It was
I don't want your money selling.
So funny just watching Eclipse just try to push through that. She's like, I'm coming anyway. You can't stop me.
I'm still going. Oh.
Good lord, that was strong. That was like Zard forward throw.
That was poor DI, but it actually is a real DI mix-up because so both down throw and forward throw are pretty fast, and if you DI in on down throw, he can get a back air true, and
absolutely.
That's like a fake kill confirm on bad DI.
God, up smash is such a horrifying thing.
Yeah,
especially when your character doesn't Greninja have a hitbox on his tongue?
Something like that. Whatever it is, it's
I feel
scary.
like you have a move where you have invuln on like your head like that. You run the risk of something that protrudes like Gren's tongue to just get clipped, and then you just die out of nowhere.
Okay.
Ooh.
Does he have a jump?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, he
Thanks
did.
for back.
Could have sworn I saw the double jump ring get robbed.
Oh, it's so close, but he tries to jump out of hit stun, and Eclipse, landing that fair in the right spot.
That is every player's bad habit. Good or bad, new or old.
Jumping out of hit stun.
Every player on the planet jumps out of hit stun.
And then you become the best player in the world once you can read jump out of hit stun.
Yeah.
And then suddenly no one's doing it.
Yeah.
And then they just go low, and you're like, well, how do I punish that?
Once you start playing against people that are smart enough to punish it, and you start realizing, oh, I'm getting punished for that, then it's all of a sudden never a facet of the gameplay again.
Yeah.
But it's so scary. You're in the top corner, and you're just like, I got to get out of hit stun ASAP.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame him because Greninja's dash attack at 100% is pretty much just a 50-50. It's either you double jump and you get, hit, or you air dodge and he gets a different follow-up if you
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't dare like Eclipse to do the other part of the mix-up. I feel like I see people jumping out of that dash attack a lot, but I mean, he's good at punishing it, so.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're just back to neutral, spacing buttons, and I think that's where Mario really flourishes, because Greninja definitely, forward air is incredible, but I think that Mario has a better suite of options in that position than Greninja does, where you can, just fade in and out with really safe buttons. You have back air, which is insane.
Yeah.
God, Nair is very strong.
Yeah.
Safe on shield, if I'm not mistaken. Well, everything's safe on shield versus Greninja, so that's cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, he has his out of shield options. Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Really good use of Hydro Pump. I mean,
fantastic.
That takes really good timing. It doesn't work every time. Okay, what is this?
He was so ready to get down air there.
Oh, wow. Such great coverage.
I'm really impressed with the way that Kosoku is maneuvering himself to threaten so many options at once, and he's putting Eclipse in these really weird situations where he's got to pick like eclectic options in order to get out of these positions that he's setting up.
So much damage. Eclipse lets up on the guard. Oh, holding out that Nair.
Got to put a meaty hitbox there because they've got to go through you.
Yeah,
So you may as well punish him for it.
Wow, Really interesting option, but Kosoku makes it work. Honestly, makes sense with the platform being there. It's not too
Yeah.
funny.
Being able to up B to a platform defensively is like such a powerful option from Mario's end, because so much of the time you just get punished, right? Because you got all that space to fall, and Mario's not a particularly fast faller. But when you can go right to a platform and all of a sudden you're immediately actionable, it becomes such an important threat. Oh my lord!
Wow. I mean, it's frame 3.
He's racking up
Why
all
not?
the coins.
Oh my gosh, really suspicious air dodge, but Kosoku with the big punish.
Ooh, the snipe.
Oh, that was so cute.
That was really cute.
What was it?
That almost looked like a Pika Thunder Jolt.
Yeah, I don't, because he roared to be backwards and then B reversed the fireball, and I feel like there was like actually no reason to do that. I don't think I don't think it did anything.
It was coverage, I think. So I think that the roar was to cover the double jump immediately, or him going further out and then doing like a high up B. And then the B reverse was, he was like, okay, he's going low, so I'm going to B reverse fireball in order to cover the up B, which was really just a very intelligent decision on his part.
Meanwhile, Eclipse just taking so much percent from just 2 or 3 engagements.
I mean,
Kosoku playing very strong.
I'm not surprised that he's going to take, you know, what, 12 out of 15 from just getting up beat out of shield every time he tries to push a button on Mario. Because unlike Greninja, Mario does have the luxury of just pushing buttons out of his block to reset to neutral with a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, Mario with like really good out of shield options. And
yeah, he's got nair, back air, up B. Character's got the gamut of out of shield options.
yeah. But Eclipse can if he can figure this out, he can take it. But pretty uphill battle. He's not dead.
He might be. Oh, it was so close.
It's so bad. Poor Mario.
No, don't say poor Mario. We've spent this whole time talking about all the options he has.
Make the backdoor kill at like 90. That'd be awesome.
No. That'll
really good
though.
up smash. I think Kosoku like is starting to figure out the matchup a little more. There was a point when Eclipse hit like 120, 130, and he was like, I'm only going to up smash. And then it hit Eclipse's shield like 3 or 4 times, and Eclipse was like, oh, I have no recourse.
Yeah. His head is
There's nothing
invulnerable.
I can do about that.
It does a ton of shield damage and shield stun, so it's, you know, not particularly unsafe on shield,
Yeah, and
surprisingly.
it pushes them away as well.
Pushes them away. Grins out of shield options are bad, so all of those things in conjunction mean that Kosoku can really just, you know, push it as far as he possibly can just to find that one opening where it does work.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it beats shield, the only thing that it's supposed to lose to. And, oh, it also beats jump, which is the only thing Greninja wants to do ever.
Yeah. Turns out the frog likes jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song is so good.
Yeah. Pretty interesting pick for Eclipse. So, like, this new rule set, like, definitely does not benefit him. I like the new rule set, but it is pretty tough
So
for
what
those
changed
people.
other than what's it called? Yggdrasil getting removed?
Well, Yggdrasil was removed, but it was not, again, replaced by Kalos.
Oh, okay.
So now, against characters like, you know, that really like these flat stages, like Greninja, for example, you can ban FD and Town, and they take you somewhere. It's not Kalos now.
Fair enough.
So it's pretty tough for him. And sometimes like,
Ooh.
oh wow, really great edge guard from Kosoku.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of place you have to counterpick Mario to. I don't know if this was his best bet. I feel like if I were him, I might have wanted to just go back to Battlefield, but...
They haven't played on Unova this set, have they?
No, they've not yet played on Unova. He could have taken it there as well. And I feel like that might have been a better pick, but, I mean, it's his comfort.
Yeah. There's no accounting for your personal comfort.
Yeah.
Good DI on that.
I like the way that Kosoku adjusted his combo, because he kind of noticed how high Eclipse was, and instead of going for, like, greedy up airs...
Or a down air that he knew wouldn't connect.
Yeah, he did, like, jump, double jump, up air, just to get enough height for the up B to work.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Everyone falls for that. Everyone falls for that.
Shadow sneak and a shadow sneak and a shadow sneak.
Yeah, so you can do as many as you want in one jump, and they don't get any worse. It's just, how long can you do it until you get bored? But really feeling each other out, and that's kind of gross. He was at like 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the Mario, though, is just like waiting for the time where your opponent is behaving on a rhythm that you've become accustomed to. So it's like, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, now. And once you read that they're going to go in, you just challenge them with the up smash. Because you can turn around and skid cancel it, because it's invulnerable, strong as hell, all the things we've already said. And you just win the engagement and just take the stock for it.
Yeah. Especially, it's kind of convenient that only the back has a hitbox now, because then it's a lot easier to just skid cancel it, or you actually can skid cancel it effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good cancel's such an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you can only use it at a very specific range.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in full dash for it to work. Oh, is this death? Okay, full rage, but yeah, you're not dying at that percent at least.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'd be terrified.
I would be very, very terrified.
But I mean, he was at full rage, so if he did it, it would have just happened. Oh, wow. Scares him into a super low recovery. Kosoku, you know, super dominant game 4, playing well. Eclipse telling us something, but there's glass between us, but so we don't get to hear it, unfortunately.